Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to the Eden Wellness Alliance's Thursday broadcast of the um, State of the Association address. So, we are starting up on that, and we're going to get to that right now. So, let's go ahead and cover our events coming up first. This subject is, we've been covering. Um, let me see. We've been covering allergies this past little bit because that's what we're going over. We're going over that on this event we're having Saturday. Saturday, 10:30 to 12 here at the office, which is 523 Garrison Avenue, is going to be about seasons cleaning. So we're going to talk about allergies and how they affect you and how some causes and effects might be for you and how you can edit and make changes in your life to improve your symptoms if those symptoms are actually coming from allergies, which we would address also. So that's coming up on Saturday. Next, we are going to be having another event on, well, we're not having it, but we're going to be at it. It's an event at the it's the Crawford County Job Fair at the if you've been watching the CRNs, you've been hearing it announced. It's at the um, Adult Education Center there in Van Buren. It's the bright red roof behind the Western Sizzlin there in Van Buren, and we're going to have a booth there talking to people mainly about goals, achieving goals, and achieving those goals for the wealth that you would like to achieve or things like that. Focusing more on that portion, but health plays into that, and relationships play into that. So you got like three pillars that you need to your three-pronged stool that your life sits on, or however you want to look at that. So we would talk about that with people. And then on the 29th, we've been asked to go to the Metabolic Research Center here in Fort Smith. It is 3321 South 74th Street, Suite E, here in Fort Smith. It's going to be from, to my understanding, a 10 to noon class that Saturday, and that is April 29th. We'll be there. We'll be talking about essential oils, stress, different things like that, how they affect the body, what you can do. Um, uh, we're going to direct it a lot towards the idea of stress eating and different things that you can do to combat the stress so that it's not as great a temptation. But we'll also address maybe some metabolic things about it, different situations along those lines. So, that is what we have going for these next few weeks. And yes, we may be announcing another thing coming up, not this week, but the week of the 29th, which is turning out to be something of a busy week for us. So hopefully everything will still work out to where we'll be able to do these. We'll do something on Thursday. We always do. We've made that commitment for this whole year. So without further ado, let us get into our article. It is going to be from the Healthy Home Economist. Embrace your right to a lifetime of health, is what it is. We came across this earlier, and it is titled Pollen is Not the Problem, which is, we always put the title of the article we're going to look at today in our, or we attempt to put it in our YouTube listing and our post listing. If you want the actual article itself, it will be in the description of the video on YouTube or in the post itself on the website. So, let's see. Uh, Pollen is not the problem. It's a relatively recent article, which is why I picked it, and we are getting basically the same look at it at the same time. I only briefly breezed over this one, so we'll see how it goes. So it says, spring has sprung in full force in my neck of the woods, and wow, is the pollen ever thick. Sounds of people Sounds of people sneezing and blowing their nose fill the pollen-laden air with boxes of tissue flying off the shelves fast and furious in pharmacies all across the town. flying off shelves fast and furious in pharmacies. Say that a few times fast. Uh, doo-doo-doo-doo. While pollen does indeed make you sneeze if you get a nose full of it, it is really necessary to dread springtime. Is it really necessary to dread springtime every single year, knowing that Viazine and allergy meds will be your constant companion to deal with watery eyes and congestion for at least a month or two? Is this something you have to resign yourself to and live with? The truth is that seasonal allergies are much more than a nuisance. They are one of the mildest forms of autoimmune disease and a gentle warning by the body that more autoimmunity problems are on the way if the gut imbalance that is causing them is not dealt with effectively. Hippocrates noted that all disease begins in the gut. It's very good. It's very good advice. Not entirely accurate, but very good advice. This includes seasonal allergies like allergic rhinitis and or hay fever. Dealing with seasonal allergies using other over-the-counter or prescription meds is like cutting the wire to the flashing oil light on the dashboard of your car and pretending that the car is no longer low on oil. Such an approach guarantees that the problem will get worse over time and most likely lead to more serious autoimmune problems in the future, such as asthma, eczema, psoriasis, fibromyalgia, lupus, celiac, migraines, MS, diabetes, arthritis, and the list goes on. So she calls out several specific diseases of the body there. So I'm not sure about her credentials. Maybe we'll look at that together once we finish the article. So, for example, it was recently reported that babies with eczema, even if mild, are much more likely to develop asthma. In fact, 40% of babies with eczema go on to develop this much more serious autoimmune disease later in childhood. A healthy balance of beneficial gut flora in your colon is the ultimate gatekeeper of our health. That's not, again, it's not entirely accurate, but it is a great guiding statement. Gut flora is the major regulator of the immune system for better or for worse, and when the gut environment is out of balance, a malfunctioning and overreactive immune system is the result. How seasonal allergies originate in the gut. When the gut is out of balance, opportunistic and pathogenic microbes overgrow and take over dominance. These pathogens produce toxic substances, which are the byproducts of other metabolism. Some of these toxins actually play an important role in the body when the pathogens in the gut are controlled and kept in check by good flora. But when the good flora is absent or not playing a dominant role, these pathogens can overproduce these toxins. One such toxin produced by several types of gut pathogens, Proteus E. coli staphylococci, and others, is histamine, which is actually an important neurotransmitter in the body. When these microbes grow unchecked in the gut due to a lack of beneficial flora, they overproduce histamine, causing many functions of the body that react to histamine to go haywire as excessive amounts pour into the blood. Is Benadryl our best friend? If so, you know you potentially suffer from an overgrowth of pathogens in your gut that are overproducing histamine. Parents bequeath gut flora to their children. Yes, they do. While conventional medicine likes to point to genetics as the cause of allergies, the fact is that parents pass on their gut imbalance problems to their children, and gut dysbiosis tends to worsen with each successive generation. According to Natasha Campbell McBride, MD, children with autoimmunity disease issues, almost without exception, have a mother and most likely a father who invariably show signs of chronic gut biosis, dysbiosis, excuse me. Most women have been on, most women have been on the pill for years before having children and have many courses of antibiotics. Almost every single one has a health problem that is associated with chronic gut imbalance, the most frequent being digestive disorders, hay fever, and other seasonal allergies, migraines, PMS, chronic cystosis, UTIs, chronic cystitis, titus. I'll get it right eventually, and vaginal yeast infections. Therefore, if you wish to have children free of allergies, it is imperative as a mother to get it is imperative as a mother to get. Okay. It is imperative as a mother to get your gut health in order before birthing them. There's no hyphen between those things to make it a joiner. Gut imbalance can develop later in life. Have you ever noticed that a lot of adults say that they developed seasonal allergies all of a sudden one year where they never had them before? Well, the problem hasn't changed, has it? Well, the pollen hasn't changed, has it? Excuse me. The excuse that the pollen is really bad this year is not the reason either. Development of seasonal allergies all of a sudden, or those that get worse each year, is a sign of gut health that is deteriorating. It is a sign that gut health is deteriorating with age, and that steps should be taken with the diet to rectify this situation. The good news is that even if your children have seasonal allergies now, you can deal with it effectively with a change in diet. And here's the part where I was like, oh, this is what I want to get to with people. Steps for eliminating seasonal allergies from your life. Here are a few simple steps for combating seasonal allergies with diet. Eliminate pasteurized dairy from your life in all forms. Pasteurization of dairy denatures fragile milk proteins and renders them allergic among other problems. Raw grass-fed dairy would be an excellent alternative here. Source the best raw, unfiltered, local honey in your area and use a teaspoon or two every day during allergy season. Note that heated honey does not confer any health benefits and is actually toxic according to Ayurvedic tradition. Now that's according to Ayurvedic tradition. I would venture to say it's how much it's been heated, but that's up to you. If you prefer creamed honey to liquid, be sure it is free from any additives and GMOs. Look to significantly reduce or eliminate grains and sugars in all forms from your diet. Many people with seasonal allergies report nothing short of miraculous improvement when gluten-containing grains or even complete avoidance of grains and sugar is followed, particularly during allergy season. That's just in general because most of our grains are GMO now. They've been edited or been crossbred in some way that denatures them to what they were, and that's the main problem. It's not necessarily that grains are bad for you or that sugars are bad for you. It all depends on what you're doing and what you're eating with it. So that's my kind of remark on that one. Look at the GAPS diet as a long-term solution for rectifying gut imbalance. Dr. Natasha Campbell McBride, MD's book, Gut and Psychology Syndrome, is a primer on this subject. She not only describes in detail how gut dysbiosis develops in the first place, but outlines a comprehensive plan for rebalancing gut flora and putting autoimmunity into remission for good. Next, while you are healing from the outside, use herbs to find natural, non-toxic allergy relief instead of meds. This article details which allergy relieving herbs are most potent for this purpose and how to use them. So there's the link there if you want to do that. Maybe it's one we'll cover in the future. Who knows? All right, so seasonal allergies need not continue to annoy you year after year during what should be one of the most beautiful and enjoyable times of the year. Spend some time and energy fixing your gut environment and reap the rewards by breathing freely again, no matter how thick the pollen may be. And she signs off with Sarah, the Healthy Home Economist. So that is that. She put some picture credit down there too, if anybody wanted to know where those pictures came from. And overall, I really like this article. I might come back to this site. Let's check this. It says written by Sarah. So there we go. We might look at that sometime. But yeah, this was a very good article. I appreciated it very much. Most of everything in it, I had no problem with. There were lots of good points. She gave great information, and I found it educational. It covered a lot of the stuff that we're going to cover on Saturday, so that's really good and interesting. We'll be bringing a lot of, for those that didn't watch today, we'll be bringing a lot of this up for them also, because gut health plays a big part. There's a few sets of oils that you can use to determine, aside from testing with us. If you were just trying to test and figure out for yourself, you can determine whether your allergies are stemming from gut health or from another source, based on different oils that are needed to address the system's imbalance. So that is something to think about. It's something to look at. But that's pretty much what it is. I liked it. It's a good article. So I would give it a thumbs up. It's great, and you can share it with your friends. Go read the article for yourself. Maybe spend some more time on that site, and I'm sure she'd appreciate that. And I would definitely encourage it. So that's everything for today. I don't have anything else to go over. We've covered our announcements already, so we're just going to go ahead and sign off. I hope that you've enjoyed everything. We've had a good time talking with you about it. It was a good article. If you need to contact us, you can always do it with with these things here on this side of the. Wow, I got used to that. There we go. Those things right there is how you can get a hold of us. You can find us on all those different medias. And I'm Adam L. Spain with the Eden Wellness Alliance. Health and wellness the way God intended. All natural, non-invasive approaches to your health, wealth, and relationships. We'll see you next time. Bye.